Hey everybody, this is John at Bud's Gun Shop and Range. Of course, we offer this class here at Bud's, but in case you haven't made it to it or you're just not sure what it's about, we're going to give you a little bit of a taste test of what that class is about. So we're going to go over the basics of the AR. Of course, many of you, if you don't own one or you don't know exactly what this weapon system is about, it is very common. You probably see it in movies. It is portrayed as an aggressive firearm, but this platform can be used in many different situations. It is interchangeable all the way through. You can use it for hunting, recreational. You can change out all these parts, and it just is a very good tool. So I'm going to go through the basics real quick and show you some of the nomenclature, some of the terminology. Of course, we have our buttstock back here. This is adjustable. And then our pistol grip right down here, pretty self-explanatory. Right up here, so this is where our magazine goes in. You can have anywhere from a 10 round, 15, 45, they even sell drums for these. And then on the opposite side, we have a safety selector right there. Most of these are going to have safe and fire. Not too many of them are going to have burst. And then if you have a tack stamp, of course, they come in full auto, which is going to be all the way around. But you'll probably know more than just the introduction to AR if you own one of those. And then right here is, this is actually going to be your bolt catch. So your bolt lock right here, if you push this down, pull back your charging handle all the way, and then lock that charging handle back up, you're going to lock that bolt back and you'll be able to actually clear this firearm safely and make sure that you can handle it. From there, it also operates as a release. So if you put that magazine in and you have this locked back, put your magazine in with rounds and then push that release. It will take the first round, put it into the chamber, and you're ready to go. Select fire and you're good to pull the trigger. From there, we're coming up to the hand guards. These are interchangeable to a lot of different platforms. I'm going to go over that after I get done with this. And then after that, we have the front sight post. This is fixed, and this is also integrated into the gas block. This is a gas-operated firearm. They come in two different forms. This is gas, and then the other one is a piston form. And then, of course, you have your barrel and your muzzle brake right over the top here. The only other thing I think I forgot down here, of course, is that little button right there. If you have never used one of these, this may look a little curious. This is actually your forward assist. So if this is dirty or it's jammed up with some dirt, you're out hunting, you take a spill in the creek, and there's a little bit of sand in there, that first round might not seat properly. So jam that forward and it will actually force the bolt up and into battery so that it will actually strike the round and fire. All of these are semi-auto, so one trigger pull, one round, and then it ejects the casing and reloads itself. So pretty straightforward. As far as the AR, I'm going to go down my row here. These are all variants of the AR. This is one of the more basic. That's M&P Sport 2. This is actually a Smith & Wesson, but it has different furniture. When I say furniture, you're talking about the handguards up here. It has a different pistol grip, and then it has the different adjustable buttstock. These are all Magpul. So when someone says furniture kit for an AR, they're talking about these main three things. These are upgraded so that you can have quick detaches for all of your slings and other sling accessories up here, and then you can also put rails up here. A little bit easier. That base model doesn't really have anywhere for rails. It's more of a handguard. This is more for accessories. Moving down the line, I've got a Daniel Defense. This one, as you can see, it doesn't have the front sight post. That is missing. This is a floating handguard. So This is more set up for an optic, or if you want to put aftermarket iron sights on it, you can. This has an EOTech on it right now, so it's just a red dot, point and shoot. This is set up so that you can just put all kinds of accessories, this broomstick up front, and it's just a little more customized. And then also, this one has a muzzle brake on the front of it, so that you can actually put a suppressor on it and quiet it down a little bit. That way you're not hurting those ears while you're shooting. As we go, this is one of our nicer ARs here at the range. All of these are rentals, by the way. If you ever want to try any, come down. You can rent them. So this is an FN competition AR. This one is extremely heavy, and it has an optic on the front or on the top of it here. This is set up for really accurate shooting, and it is really fun to shoot because there's not a lot of recoil. The recoil for it is just doing a little bit of bounce back. It's not going to slam into your shoulder. It's not like a shotgun. So really fun to shoot. And then, last but not least, we have our AR pistol. So with the AR pistol, now the reason that this is called a pistol, and most people look at this and think this is a rifle. Like a rifle has to be 16 inches in barrel length. This obviously is not. So since it's shorter, it cannot have a buttstock on the back. That's why we have a pistol brace on it. So this is technically a brace. That allows us to have a shorter barrel here. So it's a little more compact, it's easier to handle. But one of the things that you find out if you shoot an AR pistol, it tends to have a little bit more muzzle blast. So when you shoot this in our range, it shakes the walls. It has a lot of repercussions as far as sound, but it'll shake the papers off the wall. And that's just because that round is igniting right in here, projectiles coming out, and that powder is still kind of burned on the way out. So that's why you get a lot of that flash as it comes out, and that's why they're a little bit louder. And as far as sights, I'll go back down the row. Obviously, you're all seeing the red dot sight here. This is more of a close range optic on the top. That Vortex, it was on the FN. This is adjustable, so you can do a magnification of 1 all the way out to 6 on this. So you can do short range, you can do long range. That's what I was getting at when I was saying that this firearm platform is very versatile. I mean, you can use it in a multitude of situations. Home defense, hunting, recreation, and then of course, the trusty old iron sights. So old school, these don't fail that often. So they don't take batteries, there's no glass to break. It is just good to have iron sights on your AR regardless as a backup. And then when you go to start shooting, I personally am a firm believer in starting with those basics. This is the crawl. This is learning how to actually shoot, not just put a dot somewhere and pull the trigger, but I'm a fan of learning iron sights first and then getting into your optics. So I think that is just about it as far as my introduction to AR. Obviously we could delve a little bit deeper, but I didn't want to take it apart because this episode would end up being like an hour long at least. And just a reminder, we do have this class here at Buds. It's a 2-hour class, and I actually get into the firearm. I show you the nooks and crannies of how to clean it effectively, not just take it apart, clean everything, but really the hot spots, the parts of this rifle that get a lot of the temperature, a lot of the carbon buildup, stuff that's going to make this fail. So that if you are out shooting, you're out in the woods hunting, you have a fail, you can rectify the situation right there. You can take it down and you can fix it. So
as somebody asked, what does AR actually mean?
AR, so that is a very good question. The question was, what does AR actually mean? So it's not assault rifle, just in case you were thinking that. I believe, if I remember correctly, it's actually Armalite. That is the origin of AR. So most automatically assume assault rifle. I think, man, I read about that a long time ago. And the Marine Corps definitely taught me otherwise. It is not an assault rifle. So, have any other questions? No? Okay. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up this episode. Again, tune in. I'm going to keep doing these episodes. We're going to get a little bit deeper into different facets of these firearms and these weapon systems. And again, I have this class. Check out letsgunshopky.com. We have a training tab. You can take a look at our bios, and you can take a look at all the training that we do, what it consists of, how much it costs, when they are. So definitely check that out, and we'll see you next time.